Part 1. The Call to Adventure. Nia and Leo stand at the edge of the Sahara, the Great Pyramid of 𝐿𝐵𝐻 looming ahead. The camera pans to Nia's journal, filled with sketches of hieroglyphs and notes on curses. Leo adjusts his gear, muttering, "This one feels different." Intriguing question. Voiceover. What if the deadliest secret of the pharaohs wasn't a curse, but an invitation? Action-packed. Teaser. Flash forward to them sprinting from collapsing walls, a golden scarab glowing in Nia's hand. Personal connection. Nia confides to the camera, "My grandmother told me stories about this pyramid. She said it wasn't built for a king, but for something older." Part 2. Introducing Nia and Leo. Past adventures. Montage. The jungle air hung thick with humidity, the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves clinging to Nia's skin as she crouched in the shadows of a crumbling Mayan temple. Her fingers traced the weathered carvings of a stone codex half buried in the undergrowth, its glyphs whispering secrets older than the Spanish conquest. Sweat dripped from her brow, smudging the pages of her notebook as she scribbled translations. Chak's wrath, harvest unyielding, the jaguar's shadow. A twig snapped behind her. She froze. "Looters!" her guide, Mateo, hissed, pressing a machete into her hand. "They've been trailing us since dawn." Nia's pulse roared in her ears, but her voice stayed steady. "Get the codices to the truck. I'll distract them." She didn't wait for his protest. Slinging her pack over one shoulder, she bolted into the trees, snapping branches and kicking up mud to draw the men's attention. Shouts erupted in Spanish, "Ali, la mujer!" as boots pounded after her. She ducked beneath a low-hanging vine, her mind racing. The codex had mentioned a cenote nearby, a sinkhole sacred to the rain god. If the legends were true, her foot hit empty air. She skidded to a stop at the edge of a yawning pit, its depths shrouded in mist. Behind her, the looters emerged from the foliage, their rifles glinting. Nia gripped the machete. Then, without breaking eye contact, she stepped backward into the void. The fall lasted seconds. Icy water swallowed her, plunging her into darkness. When she surfaced, gasping, moonlight filtered through the cenote's opening, illuminating a submerged altar carved with serpents. The looters' curses faded above. "They'll think I'm dead," she realized, treading water. But as she swam toward the altar, her fingertips brushed glyphs unseen by human eyes in centuries, a map to 𝐬𝐵𝐫𝐷𝐿's lost treasury. She grinned. Leo's laughter echoed through the labyrinthine corridors of Angkor Wat, sharp and bright against the silence. Pressure plates? He crouched beside the moss-caked stone tile, brushing away centuries of grime to reveal a network of grooves beneath. Child's play. His partner, Ravi, hovered nervously at the chamber's entrance. The last team lost 3 men here. The walls moved because they didn't listen to the floor. Leo unclipped a vial of chalk dust from his belt, sprinkling it over the tiles. The powder settled into faint depressions, footprints impossibly preserved. See? The builders left a path. Follow their steps and he hopped nimbly across the stones, mimicking the pattern. A low rumble shook the chamber. Ravi cursed, scrambling back as the walls began to pivot, stone grinding against stone. Leo didn't flinch. He pressed a palm against a carving of the god Indra, his fingers finding a hidden notch. It's a rhythm, like a heartbeat. The walls stilled. With a click, a section of the floor slid open, revealing a staircase spiraling into darkness. Ravi stared. "How did you—" "The trick isn't outsmarting the trap." Leo flicked on his headlamp, his grin wild in the sudden beam. "It's thinking like the people who built it." Cairo's hostel buzzed with the clatter of dishes and the tang of mint tea. Nia hunched over a papyrus scrap at a corner table, her brow furrowed. The hieroglyph looped and coiled, serpent, eternity, rebirth. But the context eluded her. You've been muttering for an hour. Leo didn't look up from the drone splayed across his lap, its rotor blades strewn beside a plate of uneaten falafel. Even the waiters are taking bets on your sanity. She lobbed a date pit at him. Says the man talking to a machine. Machines listen better than archaeologists. He soldered a wire, sparks flaring. Remember the Inca tunnel? You swore you'd retire after that. Nia's cheeks warmed. The memory surged, crawling through a claustrophobic shaft, their headlamps dying one by one, until Leo had jury-rigged a battery from a broken camera. Retirement's overrated, unlike your jokes. He finally met her gaze, his smirk softening. You'd miss them. Before she could retort, her phone chimed. A photo from Mateo. The cenote codex, now cleaned and stabilized. Its glyphs unmistakable. A pyramid crowned by a missing star. Its coordinates aligning with Thoth's cult. She slid the phone to Leo. Egypt? He arched a brow. The Sentinel's keep. Local legends say it guards a truth that could unbury the sky. Leo pocketed the drone parts, already mentally packing. Sky-burying truths, my favorite. Part 3. Setting the stage, the enigmatic pyramid. The desert wind howled like a grieving spirit, whipping sand against the Jeep's windshield as Nia and Leo approached the Sentinel's keep. The pyramid loomed ahead, its limestone blocks bleached bone-white by millennia of sun. Unlike Giza's grandeur, this structure hunched low, its apex flattened. No capstone, only a jagged stump. Thoth's sanctuary, Nia murmured, squinting at the entrance. A massive slab sealed the tomb, its surface etched with the jackal-headed god Anubis, eyes hollowed to pits. Leo ran a hand over the stone. Look! His fingertips came away smudged with soot. Scorch marks! Someone tried to blast their way in and failed. Nia crouched, brushing sand from the base. Faint etchings swirled beneath. A warning? The locals say the pyramid shifts, that it breathes. Leo snorted, unpacking thermal drills. Probably bad ventilation. But his hands lingered on the jackal's snarling mouth where the stone felt unnaturally warm. They worked in tandem, Leo calibrating the drills to avoid triggering collapse, Nia deciphering the seal's inscriptions. Anubis isn't just a guardian, she realized. He's a guide. The text mentions a weighing of the heart, but it's inverted. The unworthy shall drown in sand. A chill prickled her neck. Above, the pyramid's shadow stretched long across the dunes, as if tracking them. The drill bit screamed, piercing the seal. With a groan, the slab slid inward, releasing a gust of stale air. Leo stepped forward, and the ceiling erupted, sand cascaded, in a roaring waterfall, burying the entrance. Nia yanked Leo back as the deluge swallowed his abandoned drill. Booby trap, he shouted over the din. No, a test. She gripped his arm, pointing. The sand flowed in a precise circle, funneling into a hidden channel beneath their feet. Within moments, the torrent ceased, revealing a descending staircase. Leo exhaled. Thoth's idea of a welcome mat? Nia shone her flashlight into the gloom. The steps gleamed with flecks of quartz, like stars in a night sky. More like a threshold. Only those who hesitate get buried. Part 4. Decoding the hieroglyphs, the Chamber of Whispers. The chamber swallowed sound, its walls coated in hieroglyphs so densely carved they seemed to writhe in the torchlight. Nia traced a line of text, her voice hushed. The path lies with the serpent who eats its tail. Leo aimed his flashlight upward. A frieze dominated the ceiling, an Ouroboros, its tail gripped between jeweled fangs. Circular logic, literally, As Nia's fingers brushed the serpent's eye, the glyphs moved. Stone rasped against stone as the 𝐟𝐵𝐺 rotated, aligning its body with a crack in the wall. "Pressure plates?" Leo quipped, already scanning the floor. "No, sound." Nia hummed a low note, echoing the chant described in Thoth's hymns. The walls shuddered, dislodging dust, and a lever shaped like a crescent moon slid from the 𝐟𝐵𝐺's mouth. Leo gripped it. "On 3? Wait!" Nia knelt, studying a mosaic of stars at their feet. "The lever's a decoy! Look, the constellations don't match the current sky. They're shifted." "Precession," Leo realized. "Ancient astronomers knew the stars drift over millennia, so we realigned them." He began twisting stone dials embedded in the floor, matching the mosaic to Thoth's era. Nia shook her head. "No, Thoth wasn't just a god of knowledge. He governed time. The symbols aren't celestial, they're temporal." She rotated a dial marked with hourglass icons. The chamber trembled. With a deafening crack, the far wall split open, revealing a vaulted room beyond. Leo whistled. "An observatory!" The walls soared into darkness, etched with star maps so precise they mirrored NASA's projections. A granite slab dominated the center, its surface a swirling galaxy of lapis lazuli and gold. But it was the ceiling that stole Nia's breath, a perfect replica of the night sky, frozen on the spring equinox of 10,500 BCE. "This isn't a tomb," she breathed. "It's a clock, a celestial clock." Thoth wasn't guarding a treasure, he was preserving a warning. Leo aimed his flashlight at the galaxy slab. A single phrase glittered in the center, its letters sharp as knives. "When the sky falls, the Sentinel awakens." 5. Facing challenges. The shadow adversaries. The air inside the pyramid tasted metallic, like old blood. Nia pressed her back against the cold stone wall, Leo's shoulder brushing hers as footsteps echoed down the corridor. Vassos' voice slithered through the darkness, accented and taunting. "You've led us on quite a chase, Doctor, but graves make poor classrooms, no?" Leo flicked a glance at Nia. "How many?" 4, maybe 5. She tightened her grip on her flashlight, its beam trembling. "They're armed!" "And we're annoying. Advantage us." Leo palmed a loose stone from the floor, hurling it down the opposite passage. The clatter drew a volley of gunfire, crack, 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 splintering the ancient walls. "Go!" Nia lunged forward, boots skidding on grit. The corridor narrowed, forcing them into single file. Behind them, Vassos barked orders in Greek, his laughter sharp. "You think you're the first to seek the Sentinel's gifts? My grandfather died here in 42. Let's see if you fare better." Leo's headlamp swept over the floor ahead. "Trapdoor, 3rd tile from the right. See the where?" He pivoted, yanking Nia sideways as their pursuers rounded the bend. "Stop them!" Vassos roared. Leo stomped hard on the tile. With a groan, the floor vanished beneath the lead mercenary, swallowing him into a pit. A scream echoed, then silence. "Pressure plates," Leo muttered. "Told you they were trendy this season." Nia didn't smile. The remaining hunters were closing in, their shadows monstrous in the flickering light. She spotted an archway ahead, its lintel carved with waves. "There! The water glyphs! Thoth's trial by flood!" They dove through the arch as bullets chipped the stone. A massive slab crashed down, sealing the corridor. But not before Vassos slid through, his knife glinting. The chamber beyond was a nightmare of echoing drips and rusted bronze pipes. Knee-deep water sloshed as Nia waded forward, her flashlight beam revealing walls etched with hydraulic equations. "It's a puzzle! Balance the water flow or drown!" Leo knelt, examining a series of levered valves. "These control the tides. We need to mimic the Nile's inundation cycle, but in reverse." Vasos circled them, his blade flicking idly. How poetic! Drowned by a god's tears! Nia ignored him, translating the hieroglyphs. The river's heart beats thrice. Flood, growth, harvest. Turn the middle valve first. Leo spun the mechanism. Pipes shuddered, disgorging torrents of brackish water. The chamber began to fill. Wrong order! Nia shouted, the water now at her waist. Growth follows flood. Left valve, then right. Leo adjusted, muscles straining. The pipes groaned, the deluge slowing. But the water kept rising, chest high, then chin high. Vasos lunged at Nia, but she ducked, driving her elbow into his ribs. He stumbled, gasping, "Now, Leo!" He slammed the final valve. With a guttural roar, the water reversed, draining through a sudden vortex. Vasos scrabbled for purchase, but the current dragged him toward the abyss. "Mercy!" he screamed. Nia snagged his wrist, her fingers slipping. "Why should I?" His eyes widened. "The Sentinel! It's not a myth, it's alive!" She hesitated. Leo hauled them both back as the last of the water vanished, leaving them panting on wet stone. Vasos fled into the dark. His laughter unhinged. Nia's flashlight flickered, died. Darkness swallowed the chamber. Leo's voice wavered. "Did you hear that?" A wet, rhythmic sound echoed around them, not dripping. Breathing. 6. The unveiling, the heart of the pyramid. They found the obelisk in a chamber that defied time. Starlight poured through a shaft in the ceiling, refracting through a crystalline spire taller than a redwood. Prisms danced across the walls, painting constellations Nia had never seen. "It's a lens," she whispered. The capstone wasn't missing. It was transparent. "This maps stars lost to precession. Leo, this is a celestial time capsule." He touched the obelisk. It hummed, low and resonant. "It's warm." Around them, alcoves glowed with alabaster jars. Not canopic, but cylindrical. Scrolls. Nia unsealed one, her breath catching. Astronomical charts. Solar eclipses calculated to the second. Tidal patterns. "Leo, this isn't just history. It's a warning." He joined her, tracing a diagram of the sun engulfed by shadow. They predicted the 2024 totality, but why hide it? A clatter echoed. Vasos emerged from the shadows, bloodied but grinning. "Enough poetry!" He aimed his pistol at the obelisk. "The syndicate pays for artifacts, not fairy tales." Nia stepped between him and the crystal. "This isn't yours to sell." "Move." His finger tightened on the trigger. The breathing echoed again. Closer. A shape detached from the darkness. Jackal-headed, towering, its eyes voids that drank the starlight. Anubis, or something older. Vasos froze. The creature lunged, snatching him mid-scream. Its jaws closed with a crunch. Then it vanished, leaving only a smear of ash. Leo gripped Nia's arm. "The Sentinel!" She exhaled. "Guardian of truth, the unworthy, drown in sand." Leo finished. The chamber stilled, the obelisk's hum now a requiem. Epilogue. Dawn gilded the desert as they emerged, the pyramid sighing behind them. Nia cradled a salvaged scroll, its linen fragile as moth wings. "We'll need a team, linguists, astronomers, and drones," Leo added, eyeing the horizon. "The syndicate won't. Stop at Vasos." She nodded. Below, the Sentinel's keep seemed smaller. A sentinel indeed, keeping vigil until the sky needed remembering. Leo lit a cigarette, the smoke curling into the morning. "Some secrets aren't meant to be owned," Nia smiled. "Just remembered." As the sun rose, the crystal capstone flared once, etching their shadows long across the dunes, a temporary mark on an ageless land. Somewhere deep in the earth, the Sentinel waited. Voiceover. "Civilizations fall, stars fade, but memory? That's the one thing we can carry." see you guys once again in my next video. Till then, take care, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash the bell icon.